deadline?
I wish I could say yes, Skip, but I just don't.
Say it.
Because I don't see how it happens.
Really?
Because what we've seen, Skip, is that these teams are unwilling to accommodate the player that requests out. Remember, Paul George says, "I want to go to L.A." They said, "Okay, we're going to ship you on your way to L.A. to OKC."
When he was in Indiana.
When he was in Indiana.
Okay.
You remember the wish list for Kawhi.
Yep.
He had the Lakers and the Clippers. He didn't mention nothing about Toronto. Spurs says, "Okay, you go to Toronto." And even Kyrie on his first list, Boston was not on there. He had the Knicks and Brooklyn and Miami and this one. He didn't have Boston nowhere on there. So what we see is that teams are unwilling to accommodate, especially like, oh, you don't want to be us. If you don't want to be here with me, why would I accommodate you and send you where you would want to go? So I think that's really the big hold up, Skip, because at the end of the day, the teams are going to do what's in the best interest of them. The last guy that I can remember getting to go where he wanted to go at the trade deadline was Carmelo Anthony. Melo says, "I'm not going to resign. I want to go to the Knicks." The Knicks gave up Gallinari, Mozgov, Raymond Felton, Wilson Chandler, a #1 pick, a first-round draft pick, and $3 million in cash.
Yep.
That's what they gave up for Carmelo.
Okay.
Melo's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and he's phenomenal. Melo can't hold a candle to that guy, Skip. And New Orleans says, hold on, why would I do that before having an opportunity to hear what Boston got? Because Boston got some young studs over there. They got old Jason Tatum. Now, Jaylen Brown is taking a step back. He's coming off the bench. He's not the Jaylen Brown, Skip, we saw in the playoffs last year. But Boston has 4 draft #1 picks. They got the Kings, protected #1. They got the Grizzlies, protected 1 through 8. They got the Clippers, and they got their own. So if I can give you a package, because I think anything, it's going to start with your best young talent. Jason Tatum with Boston Celtics, that's their best young talent, starting with him. Now, has Kuzma surpassed Brandon Ingram as the Lakers' best young talent? Because any deal is going to start with Kuzma or Ingram, and then it's probably going to go from there. Kuzma, Ingram, lo and behold, Skip, and I told you this guy, he's coming on, Zubats. Zubats going to be in this deal now, and I don't want to see Zoo go. I like old big Zubats. Looking good last night, gave me 24 and 14, did this Skip. Look good. But I don't see.
Everybody likes Zubats.
Yeah, that's my guy.
You're not the only guy.
Hard to not like.
Yeah. Skip back, this is why I don't see it happening, because I think the New Orleans is going to try to get what's best, because you're never going to win. You're not going to win this. Now, I think OKC in Indiana, I think it's a push right now. Victor Oladipo is an all-star. Paul George is in the MVP contention. He's an all-star. Sabonis has been unbelievable. So I think both teams are happy with what they got.
Sure.
But when you talk about a generational talent, you talk about a guy that's 29, 13, and 4 with 2 blocks and 2 steals a night. You ain't getting equal value for that. But I don't see it happening, Skip, by this trade deadline. I just don't see it happening.
So, help me out again. Who's the agent for Anthony Davis?
Rich Paul. Old Richie.
Yeah.
That's what they call him, old Richie.
Who works for LeBron
He works for
James.
he's the CEO of Clutch.
Yep.
LeBron works for him.
The CEO of Clutch is one LeBron James.
No, that Rich Paul agency.
No, sorry. So, you don't think the biggest power brokers in the NBA are LeBron James and Rich Paul, those two together? That's power. They can exert it. They can flex it. They can force things to happen. They can make threats that they can vow.
We don't do that, Skip.
Yep.
We don't bully people. We don't threat. That's so unbecoming of. That's beneath us. We request nicely. We let you know. We send you a letter. Anthony Davis would like to be traded.
Yep.
He has no intentions on signing a long-term deal.
Yep.
Would you please have any further questions?
What you need to know is what he's telling them privately, not publicly, right?
Yeah.
So I believe this deal will get done, and I believe I'm going to give it a 75% chance.
75 by next week?
Yep, that AD will be a Laker.
Wow.
Because of that, the power brokers that are LeBron and Rich Paul. Wow. Really the power broker who is LeBron James. I believe he needs this. I believe that the league thinks that he needs this. And I believe their bargaining chips are just as powerful as Boston's.
Oh.
Just because, this is just me.
Well, Boston can't get involved until the summer.
I got it.
Yep.
But I'm doing it right now.
Yes.
So New Orleans got to sit back and say, should we wait or should we take, right?
Right.
And right now, Lonzo Ball is going to be a star in this league. I'm convinced he's not on the same page with Luke Walton. We're going to talk about what LeBron's camp thinks of Luke later.
Okay.
But right now, something's going on with Lonzo and Luke where Lonzo unplugs on every other night, and there's something, he's clashing with the head coach. He doesn't like the way he's been handled, and his father probably is right in the middle of this, and we haven't heard from him lately, but I think he's exerting big influence.
And you'll hear even less when he goes to New Orleans.
Okay, well, let's just say Lonzo is available, and Lonzo goes, Kuzma goes. If you want to throw in Zubats and a first,
we give you Ingram.
Ingram instead of Zubats?
Yeah.
You want to keep Zubats,
Yeah.
but they're going to need a big, so that would be a good fit for them. So do you think life will go on without Zubats in L.A.? I think it will.
We get Tyson Chandler.
Okay. Well, you got what? Oh, you'll give him Tyson? They don't want Tyson Chandler.
Okay, but what about McGee?
No.
JaVale.
McGee? They don't want old guys.
I don't think they want,
Skip, I want to keep Skip, you see Zubats. He just started to blossom.
If I told you right now that Zubats was the linchpin in the deal, what would you say? Give him, right? You'd say laughable, give him.
Hey, Zubats.
Come on.
Bro. Hey, good looking,
go.
bro. Hey,
Good luck to you.
It's been fun.
By the way, are New Orleans fans not having a rough week?
Yeah.
Woof.
That's so true. I didn't even think about that.
Think about that. The Saints fans and now the Pelican fans are like, us too?
It's already hard enough.
But Skip, here's the thing. I think Anthony Davis thought long and hard because he knew this was going to come. The moment this became public that he was requesting a trade, his fans were going to lash out. I'm sure his Twitter's going crazy. The old guard, the former NBA players that didn't move like this were going to have we're going to have to weigh in. But Anthony Davis has to make peace with one person, and that's Anthony Davis.
That is correct.
This is my life. This is my career.
What did I tell you on December 21st when his team visited L.A. to play against LeBron, and then that night after they went to dinner, right?
Yeah.
I told you it's time for Anthony to bite this bullet and just take this plunge. And it's not his character. It's not like him to be against the grain, to be a bad guy, because he's a good guy. In fact, he's almost too good of a guy, which brings me to his value. I'm still mesmerized by the fact that Anthony Davis is an annual leader in PER, whether he wins it or not. Now he's leading again this year. And you realize that he's played 41 of 50 games this year, and his team is 22-28. There's something wrong here. There's something missing in Anthony Davis. He's not an alpha. He's not a team leader. He's not a contagious rub-off effect guy who can just lift an entire team into the playoffs. So in 7 years in New Orleans, they've made the playoffs twice. And they did win they swept Portland last year, so I give him that, but he's 5-8 in the postseason. His overall record in New Orleans is 211 and 240. So he's quite a bit under 500.
Yes.
So he's obviously has superstar abilities. We don't doubt that. Because,
he's a superstar.
Yeah, he is a superstar who doesn't have solo superstar effect on the Pelicans. But he's made for LeBron. He needs LeBron even more than LeBron needs Anthony, because Anthony would flourish sort of in LeBron's shadow because he could be the complementary star to LeBron. LeBron would be the alpha and he would be the complementary. It's perfect. It's a really good, it's a good union because so many of these superstars think, God, I don't want to have to share the stage with LeBron. He can be difficult. He can be tough. Anthony doesn't think that at all. He's a better fit for LeBron than any of all those other Paul Georges and Jimmy Butlers, and obviously Kyrie couldn't take it after a while, and all the what's the guy's name, number 2 up in Toronto?
Kawhi.
You know, he's a better fit than any of those
Kyrie
guys.
might be headed back to L.A.
Yeah. You know, we're going to talk about that. Talk about that. We're going to talk about it, but what I'm saying is, right now, they have pushed New Orleans up against the wall.
Yes.
Clock is starting to tick, but you're right on time because now Anthony has a fractured finger that doesn't sound all that bad. They said it's better than what they thought. So he could come back in the next couple of days.
Well, Lonzo hurt too, so we trade hurt for hurt.
Okay, but right now, it's possible Anthony could just say, you know what, my finger's not good. I don't want to play another home game for the Pelicans.
Right.
So he could avoid getting booed at home. If he wants to, he could use the finger as an excuse, like a valid excuse.
A man must really want to get out because this summer Anthony Davis can sign a contract for 5 years, $240 million.
Not about money.
So he said, Skip, my legacy.
Okay.
He says, how am I going to be remembered?
Okay. He loves LeBron. He fits with LeBron. They have good chemistry. They have good. They get along.
Yes, they vibe.
Right?
Yes,
they do. So it's perfect for him, and he needs to go there, and the Lakers want him, and the Lakers are going to be willing to give anything that New Orleans wants. You could throw all those other names in there.
Yeah, we're throwing all that. You want a statue? We'll give you one of these statues.
Do you want
a banner?
Yeah.
We'll give you one of them.
We didn't talk about Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart. We can just keep on keeping on. Any of those people, they're all available.
Yes.
Any package that you want of players, right?
Absolutely.
Draft picks.
Yes.
This is it, because this would be the guy who would solidify LeBron's time in his 4 years.
You can't have LeBron and you can't have the guitar hero. Yeah. Oh, sir, last alive. Yeah. No, you can't get the guitar hero.
Yeah. Can't have it all.
Guitar. Yeah. You see him picking that thing last night, Skip.
He said he heard
like that.
Said he heard Beat It. So
I said, kid,
I didn't know Beat It had a guitar solo.
No, Dirty Diana had had the guitar solo.
Yeah. So in the end, to me, I think it's going to happen. It's just all of it's starting to fall.
The stars are starting to align.
Yeah. All the stars are aligned.
They aligned, Skip.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You forget he's only 25 years old, too. I mean, he's got a long...
It's going to be a lot of sleepless night. I have to go to some ball games. They get Anthony Davis, Skip, I'm going to be coming here dragging because I got to be at the games. I got to be at the games.
That's going to make you go to the
LeBron
games?
and AD.
I'm just curious to see how much better without 3 or 4 key pieces that AD could make this team. I'm not sure about that.
I'm very sure about that.
Like championship sure?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. We get AD.
Did you see that First Cousins guy on Saturday night?
Yeah.
The new First Cousins.
Yeah,
it's not Kirk. It's DeMarcus. Right?
It's a different one.
If the Lakers get AD, it's going to be Golden State and the Lakers in the Western Conference Final.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
From here on, it is?
It'll be